Hey YouTube, Philly the trucker, and I'm back. I know I've been posting kind of crazy content, more like vacations and stuff like that, but I'm getting back to the trucking because I've been online and I've been seeing a lot of people. It's not a lot of information out here when it comes down to the trucking. So I feel as a veteran driver, it's up to me, is my duty to start putting this content out there, so what I'm gonna do start off first is I'm vlogging my new journey. A quick story: I've been in the trucking business for 8 years. I've been an owner operator for about 3.5 of those years. And so what I want to do is give y'all the ins and outs, because there's a lot of misconceptions, a lot of bad information out there about owner operators. We have this whole company driver versus owner operators war going on, and I just want to put this content out there because sometimes people really don't know about being an owner operator, and they just hear stories, and a lot of times they hear horror stories, and a lot of those horror stories come from the owner operators not handling their business. Because if you become an owner operator and you think that it's just about, oh, I got my own truck, you messed up already. You already messed up. So it's about running a business. Even if you don't have your own authority and you leased onto a company, you're still running a business. It's not just, oh, I got my own truck. Because if you come in there with that mindset of just, oh, I got my own truck, I could, make my own schedule, take out when I want to. If you come in there with that type of mindset, you're going to fail. You have to approach it in a business mindset. So with that being said, I just got approved the other day to Lone Mountain. So this is my video to Lone Mountain and my advice to new guys, because this is going to be my third time being an owner operator. But the first 3 times it was through lease purchase, and I'm not going to talk bad about lease purchase, because the last company I was with my lease purchase, I can honestly say it was more my fault than their fault. But then there was a lot of things going on with the economy, like the pandemic and some other things. So yeah, I'm not going to blame the company. I'm going to blame myself for not taking care of my business, because a lot of guys, they don't accept accountability. And they get on here and they say, oh, don't do a lease purchase program. Your truck going to break down. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. But it's pieces that you have to set in place, and you have to run the business, and you have to stay focused, and you have to stay, you got to stay adamant about all of these things. If you don't approach it that type of way, you will fail. You will fail. And me, for one, I'm a man about accountability, and I like to take action. So yeah, so I just got approved with Lone Mountain, and I just got signed. I'm not gonna say the company I got signed on to, but I did get signed on to a company. They from Georgia. They just came out here to Texas. They're expanding their business, and basically this is the advice I want to give to drivers just starting out, because and this from personal experience. My personal experience is, I feel like it's best to go to a company that's just starting out, not necessarily like just start. You can go to a company that's just starting out, or either a company that's just kind of branching out or starting a new division. The reason why I say this is because the experience I had was, I was at a company that had been around for 30 years. And they had a lot of drivers that been there. So when you go to a lot of these companies that been around for a while, they tend to cater to senior drivers. So if you're new to the company, regardless of how much experience you have, they're gonna show favoritism towards the new drivers. So my advice, and this is my personal opinion, go to a company that's just starting out, do your due diligence, vet the company out. And when you go there, if it's a new company or a smaller company, whatever, your chances are, most of the time, they're gonna give you better rates. They're gonna pay better because they're new. They're trying to lock in drivers, and you're gonna be one of the first in line. So as the company get old and you're there growing with the company, they're gonna look out for you first. So that's what I'm doing right now. This is the company just came to Texas. I'm their first or second driver. That it's not a lot of us. I don't believe there's even 5 of us yet. So I started orientation in a couple of days. And right now, I just got approved with Lone Mountain, and yeah. So this is the Lone Mountain process. It's a real quick process. You fill out the application. It takes about 5 minutes to fill out. It's very short, simple. They get straight to the point. They're gonna reach out to you in about 24 to 48 hours. When they reach out to you, they're gonna ask you some questions. Be prepared. Be prepared. They're going to know if you're really an owner operator or you just kind of jumping out there, because the questions that she's going to ask you, one of the main questions she's going to ask you is about like your business plan, you know. So I'm gonna, you know, put y'all on some little game with a business plan, because I do have a business degree. When you do the business plan, make sure you know exactly what you want to do, what you're going to say. They're going to ask you about how you plan on maintenance your truck, what you're going to do about that and all that. If you get on there, you're like, oh, well, I don't know, they're going to probably deny you. So you want to set a certain amount of money aside for your maintenance. That's how you want to do that. That's going to probably be like the most pivotal question I've seen from my experience and watching all the reviews online. They're going to want to know, what is your business plan? You know, what company you're going to. They're going to know, you have to have the company you're going to. You have to know how much money you're going to gross, how much money you can potentially net. And then, of course, how do you plan on maintaining your truck? Because you're buying a truck from them. They're not going to, all their truck's going to come with some type of warranty on it, but they want to know what plan you have set for it. And depending on the truck, it's going to determine how much money in reserve. So you're going to need a down payment, plus you're going to have to show them the reserve. You know, the way I did it was I placed my down payment, and then I showed them, you know, when I was got the second approval. Well, before I got the final approval, you're going to have to, you know, show stuff like the reserve amount of money, your CDL, how much experience you have, all that stuff, so on and so forth. So when I did all that, you know, then they asked for a screenshot of the money that I had reserved, and I sent it to them, got my final approval. So my next video is going to be me going to pick up my truck, which is in about 4 days. I'm going to go pick up my truck, then I'm going to do another video about that. But this was just kind of like to tap on the approval process. They actually had the best approval that I ever went through. I done talked to some companies before, and they, ooh, it was a long process. It was horrible. Then just to tell you at the end, oh, you don't meet the requirements. Lone Mountain, they were very good at that, you know. So yeah. So there you have it. That was the approval process. It was very short, very simple. That's why the video don't have to be long. You fill out the app. You're gonna get the underwriter gonna call you on the phone. She is gonna ask you. It's gonna take about, it's kind of like an interview. It's gonna take about 15 to 20 minutes. She's gonna ask you a lot of questions based on, you know, your experience and your business plan, how you plan to operate your business, and how you plan on being successful. Like I say, my tip to you, once again, make sure you mention setting money to the side, whether it's 5%, 10%. They're gonna want to hear that. If you get on that phone and you don't know what you're talking about, they're probably gonna deny you. You know, this, I could tell by this underwriter, she does this a lot, and she could tell who, you know, who's been in business before and who's, you know, not. They kind of, I think they lean more towards people who was already in the trucking, like on the operator side, because they know that, you know, we know how to run the business. We probably failed, and there's nothing wrong with failing. Failing is just, you know, you take your L's are lessons. So all my L's I made as an operator, you know, this go around, I'm gonna apply them, and that's why I'm finna vlog it, because I want y'all to see if all those L's I took, all those lessons that I learned, how successful I could be this go around. So like, subscribe, and I'll keep you guys posted. I'm gonna drop gems and advice, you know, all the time. I'm finna try to make at least one video a week as I vlog this new journey. So I'm gonna show y'all what I'm gonna be doing. If anybody interested, I'm doing ISO tanks regional out of Texas. So hey, stay posted. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share it, like it, all of that. Comment any questions you want to ask, anything you need to know, leave it in the comments. I'll make a video about it, or I'll give you my email. You know, I'm here for you guys, for you new guys, or for any guy that's a company driver interested in being an owner operator. Just hit me up. I got you. All right.